Something happened at the Fed yesterday that hasn't happened in almost a decade. Three of Kevin Warsh's own policymakers looked at him across the table and said no. Not, let's discuss it. No. They wanted to hike rates. He held. And the Fed hasn't seen a three-person revolt like that since 2016. Now here's why you should care even if you've never read a Fed statement in your life. Oil is spiking because of Iran. Bond yields just jumped to some of their highest levels of the year. And sitting quietly in the middle of all of it are two stocks you probably already own inside SCHD. This is one of those days where the news actually matters to your money, not just your newsfeed. Stick with me, because by the end of this you'll know exactly what to watch before the next Fed meeting, and why this nothing happened day might matter more than most decisions that actually changed rates. Here's where we're headed. First, the mutiny. What actually happened inside that room and why three Fed presidents broke from their own chairman. Second, the real reason behind it, and it's not really about the Fed at all. Third, exactly how this lands on SCHD's own holdings, in both good and bad ways. And last, what's actually worth watching before September, because that meeting matters way more than this one did. Quick disclaimer before we dive in. This is educational analysis using published data, not financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. Rates and markets shift fast. Verify current numbers yourself and talk to a professional before making moves. So let's start with what actually happened. Kevin Warsh, second meeting as Fed chair, walks in, and the committee votes to hold rates right where they were. On paper, boring. Nothing moved. But three regional Fed presidents, out of Cleveland, Minneapolis, and Dallas, voted against him. They wanted a hike, not a rumor, not a leak, an actual recorded dissent. And the last time three people dissented like that at once was September of 2016. Think about that for a second. Nearly a decade of Fed meetings, hundreds of votes, and this is the one where three people stood up and said the chairman's got it wrong. One strategist at Thornburg had a great line for it. He called it an uncomfortable hold. And that's exactly what it feels like. The Fed didn't blink, but you can practically hear the argument still going on behind closed doors. Warsh himself got asked point blank if this was a pause, and he shut that down fast, insisting this was a real review of hard questions, not a step back. He basically told reporters, don't get comfortable. If inflation doesn't behave, we will act. So why would three Fed officials risk publicly disagreeing with their own boss? It comes down to one thing most people are watching for a completely different reason. Oil. That's the real story here. The US-Iran conflict has pushed oil prices up sharply this year, and that's dragged gas prices with it. For a Fed that spent years trying to wrestle inflation back down, that's a nightmare scenario. Prices climbing because of a war zone, not because the economy's overheating. That's exactly the kind of pressure that turns quiet policymakers into loud dissenters. And markets felt it immediately. Stocks sold off hard the day of the decision, with the Dow taking the biggest hit. But the real tell was in the bond market. Longer-term Treasury yields jumped to some of their highest points of the year. When yields move that fast in one day, that's not noise. That's the market repricing how long rates might actually stay elevated. Now here's the part that actually matters if you're holding SCHD, because this decision doesn't just live on a chart somewhere, it lives inside your portfolio. SCHD isn't some abstract basket, it's real companies, and two of its notable holdings are Chevron and ConocoPhillips, oil producers. Which means part of SCHD is actually getting a lift from the same conflict that's terrifying everyone else. Wild, right? The thing spooking the market is quietly padding a chunk of your dividend fund. But don't get too comfortable, because there's a catch. When Treasury yields climb toward multi-year highs, dividend stocks start losing their edge. Why would you take on stock market risk for SCHD's yield when the government will hand you a noticeably higher one just for holding a bond? That's the tension rising rates create for every dividend fund, SCHD included. even when the businesses inside it are performing fine. So right now, SCHD is genuinely being pulled in two directions at once. Energy strength pushing it up, competing yields pulling it down. That's not a reason to panic, but it is a reason to actually pay attention instead of just collecting your quarterly check on autopilot. And here's the thing almost nobody's talking about yet, because the real decision isn't the one that just happened. The next FOMC meeting lands in mid-September, and by then the committee will have two more full inflation reports in hand. 3% this time is basically a warning shot. If the upcoming inflation data comes in hot, that hold could flip to an actual hike in September, and given 3 people already wanted to hike this time, it wouldn't take much to tip the balance. There's no Fed meeting in August, but Warsh is speaking at the Fed's Jackson Hole Symposium later next month, and every word he says there is going to get picked apart for hints on where he's leaning. If you remember one thing from this whole video, make it that September meeting, not yesterday. So, practically, what do you do with all this? First, don't make a portfolio decision off one volatile trading day. SCHD has survived plenty of rate scares. One Fed meeting doesn't undo years of dividend growth from 100-plus quality businesses. Second, watch the actual inflation reports coming out before September. That data will move markets far more than any press conference will. Third, be honest with yourself about what these rising yields mean for you personally. If you're near retirement and living off income, it's worth knowing what a safer government-backed yield looks like right now, even if you ultimately decide to stay right where you are in SCHD. This isn't a 5-alarm fire. It's a moment to actually understand what you own, instead of just assuming dividends run on autopilot forever. So here's the whole story in one place. The Federal Reserve kept interest rates unchanged, which was widely expected. But the real story wasn't the decision. It was the rare 3-member dissent, showing that policymakers are increasingly divided about inflation and the future path of interest rates. Add rising oil prices and tensions involving Iran, and it's clear why the Fed remains cautious about cutting rates. SCHD now sits in the middle of two competing forces. On one hand, it owns high-quality, cash-generating companies, and its energy exposure could benefit if oil prices remain elevated. On the other hand, higher Treasury yields make risk-free bonds more attractive, creating pressure for dividend-focused investments like SCHD. That's why the next key event isn't this week's Fed meeting. It's September. By then, we'll have fresh inflation data, another jobs report, a new Fed meeting, and SCHD's next dividend announcement. Together, those updates will give investors a much clearer picture of where the fund and the broader market may be heading. The biggest takeaway is simple. Don't let one news headline change your long-term investment strategy. Markets react to short-term events, but long-term wealth is built by owning quality investments and staying consistent through changing conditions. If this video helped make today's news easier to understand, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Are you holding SCHD through September, buying the dips, or waiting for more clarity? Let me know in the comments. I read and reply to everyone,